Summer is over for Albuquerque Public Schools. Kids go back to class this morning, and in an attempt to help you get them ready, we've got some info to pass along to you, as well as an important reminder for drivers. Police say don't forget about the school speed zones. News 13's David Romero is live at Washington Middle School with more. And David, police really plan on making sure drivers keep to the posted speed limits, right?
Not just police, Elizabeth, but a lot of eyes will be out there kind of keeping an eye on the school zones. Of course, there are so many schools throughout the city, it's almost impossible for police to be at every single one at the same time. But crossing guards, parents, teachers, and anybody watching out for trouble in those spots will let police know that there's trouble there. Now, the APD traffic unit will be monitoring school zones in the morning and the afternoon. 21 different officers will be using laser and radar to keep an eye on the speeds. In addition to them, 15 school resource officers will help in enforcing the speed limits in the school zones. Although police say they cannot be in every school zone at once, they will have, of course, other ways, as we mentioned, to monitor the speeds. They cannot use the speed vans, though, because those went away with the red light camera program. Now, APS says everyone from students to drivers are getting back into the swing of things with the new school year. It's especially in crucial areas like school zones to watch out for them.
We always ask that people use extra caution and abide by the school zones and just be careful and remember that we are back at school.
And of course, it's quiet right now. We don't anticipate any drivers out here for at least another 2 hours. But keep in mind, when you're going through these school zones, there are no passing other cars in those areas. Elizabeth, back to you.
All right, very important reminder, David. Thank you so much. This is also a good time to remind drivers going through neighborhoods to also watch out for school buses that are picking up and dropping off children. A special guest plans on visiting hundreds of students on their first day of school. Governor Susana Martinez will be stopping by Helen Cordero Primary School and Marie M. Hughes Elementary School in Albuquerque. The governor herself will also be at Jaramillo Elementary School in Belen later today. She will be giving out books to incoming first graders and also read to some of the students. In other news this morning, News 13 has learned that investigators raided a home in Rio Rancho that they believe is connected to the several guns that were stolen from a Rio Rancho gun store recently. And a woman who was inside that home when police showed up spoke to us about what happened. Casey Taylor says police entered the home last week, causing a mess of the home as officers executed a search warrant. Now, investigators say her boyfriend, Christopher Rooks, was connected to last month's gun store heights at the Rio Rancho Armory.
We just heard like this huge thud noise, and we're all, what was that? So we looked out the window and we saw that the SWAT team was out front and they were all unloading from their vehicles. And then so we just opened the front door and just surrendered immediately.
Now, Taylor tells us police did recover at least 5 guns hidden in the house. It is unclear if those guns were in fact connected to the gun shop burglary. Police continue to investigate a crash that sent 2 people to the hospital this weekend in the South Valley. Investigators say it involved a gunshot. It happened yesterday morning. A car hit a utility pole at Atrisco and Ignacio. 2 people were hurt. One of them, the driver, we're told also suffered from a gunshot wound to the shoulder. Investigators have not released the names of those involved in the crash. The owner of a Big O tire store is out of jail this morning after police say that he tried to take the law into his own hands. 58-year-old Johnny Valdez was in court this weekend, charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Cops say he followed a customer who left the store off of Central and pointed a gun at the customer. They say he actually threatened to kill him. Now, according to the complaint, Valdez thought the customer had not paid for the new tires. He was arrested, though he has bonded out of jail on a $10,000 bond. And another Albuquerque man is out of jail this morning after being accused of attacking a deputy naked. It happened Friday in a neighborhood near Paradise and Universe. Now, a deputy driving through the neighborhood says he saw 63-year-old Lester Salazar hiding and acting suspicious. He says that when he told Salazar to come out, he says that the man ran out naked and then started fighting with the deputy. Now, the suspect bonded out. This weekend he appeared in court, fully dressed, by the way, on charges of aggravated indecent exposure and battery on a peace officer. The trial of a former Albuquerque girls soccer coach accused of raping a woman at a Super Bowl party is expected to begin today. Oscar Escobedo was suspended from coaching his daughter's soccer team after he was indicted last year. Now, some parents have told News 13 Escobedo was still teaching at practice or coaching at practice, even though prosecutors had told him to stay off of the field. Escobedo has been charged with rape, kidnapping, and aggravated battery. The alleged victim, by the way, was not a player on his team.